Brad, how do you feel taking your side into the grand final?
Yeah, obviously I feel really good about it. I was just thinking about what would I say in here around that game. You know, it wasn't what you guys thought. Yeah, it wasn't the prettiest of games. It was you know, it wasn't one of our best games personally, but you know, you're trying to make a grand final and it's do or die, and it was 10-all at half time. The Rebels were hanging in the fight, and sometimes you win those. You know, to win those type of games is actually a really good development of the guys. You know, to win a game that is sort of tight and niggly and things, you know, sort of not going exactly to plan. So yeah.
You got a prop making line breaks and then trying to go like a outside back and then a winger tackling like a back rower.
Yeah.
Like that's got to be pleasing that these guys are so obviously talented, like versatile and
Yeah.
good IQ and everything.
Yeah, big Taniela, he just hates wanting to score that try. Can you imagine being a fullback and seeing him coming? And you know, he looks for that pass, so good on him. That's really good from him. But yeah, we had Moses on the wing. We had a couple of, you know, Geordie had a HIA, and then Chris had some form of injury, I think, with his groin or something. So it put some pressure on them. So you saw the last few weeks, you know, our nine's getting some time on the wing. I guess it paid off tonight when you think about it. But yeah, to see the guys in there for the full 80, and like I said, it's not always, you know, you're not always flying for the, you know, a great game, but they're there, they're competing, and you know, they did what they had to do to get the job done, and we're around for another week, and it's exciting for this club. So yeah.
Seeing a prop unlike that, with that speed on that angle, especially with that late in the game too. Like I think he played the whole game. Like, it's pretty remarkable.
Yeah, for they were having scrum dominance there, and you know the work that goes on there. So there's a guy in Leinster I used to play with called Kian Healy. He was a freak as well. He's a Luso prop, and he was sort of like that style. You know, I know there's a lot of props who'd like to think they could do that. You know, maybe that's the best answer. But yeah, pretty special. It was a good pass on the inside, and like I said, he linked with Lippo. But there was a lot of stuff coming into half time. There was a good chat in the sheds amongst the guys with the coaches and that, and it's about just getting our energy up and grinding that game and believing that, you know, some pay would come in that, you know, in that half at some stage. And it was good that you know, there was a couple of opportunities there, and they took that, and it was good.
Brad, did you change when I scored just on the straight at half time?
Yeah, that's not a great one, is it? That's the Brumbies and now the Rebels, and you could just see around that last about 10-minute mark before half time, I felt the Rebels. I was looking at their front row and that, and I could see they were fatiguing a bit. But then, yeah, we just seemed to lose a bit of energy there. Maybe it's because we're looking. Maybe guys are just thinking it's getting closer. But yeah, we've got to be. You just can't. Those points are just as important as any other time, aren't they? So, yeah, that's not going to do you any good next week, is it?
Liam, how tough was it? These sort of plays going down from both sides.
Yeah, it was a tough game. It's what we expected. The Rebels flew up here and threw the kitchen sink at us. So we had to, you know, we wanted to go on the attack as well, but we probably didn't, as Thorny said, come out with that energy right from the get-go. So we had to weather a storm a bit, and we, you know, let another one slip on the brink of half time, which is disappointing. But I think that second half and those finishes that came on, we've been saying it all season, this whole squad has been preparing us really well. The non-selected push us each week, make us really work for it. and then the finishers who came on just lifted us actually, and then brought that intensity that we asked them to, and helped us, change a bit of momentum.
Probably not going to focus on in one ahead, but with the Wallaby squad coming out tomorrow, you're expecting quite a few of your guys to see the names there for the first time, given how well they played last month.
You'd like to think there'll be quite a few names there. I think the squad is quite large. Am I correct?
Yeah.
So yeah, I imagine there's going to be a lot of names from the different clubs, but yeah, a lot of guys have put their hands up, and it's exciting sort of place to be in your career when possibly on the brink. I'm sure there'll be a few guys thinking about it before they go to sleep the next day. It's exciting because I know for myself, those sort of moments, those opportunities, if they come up, it's something you dream of as a kid. So yeah, we wish as many lads as can get in there as possible as a club. That's what you want guys to know. They come here, they can go that next level. And but the big focus obviously is from tonight. It gives us the right to compete in the grand final, something the club hasn't done for a while, and against a tough opponent, down in their house. And so yeah, there's a big week in front of us of preparation and looking towards that.
Brad, I don't know if you can, but will you ask if you can go down the day before, or you have to go on the day?
I think it's going down, fly in and fly out. So that's what it is, and that's the times we're in. And we went down and played them 4 weeks or 5 weeks ago. Must have been 5 weeks ago or something. And with the team, I've never really carried on about us travelling away. The mindset from the day dot, 3 years ago, we'd go to Africa and Argentina and stuff, and you remember the round the world trip or whatever, but we just talked about we travel well, and from the performances, even in that first year, I think we went down to the Hurricanes by 4 points that year. There was other games. We've always sort of, it hasn't phased us. So you're just best to be prepared for whatever it is. That's what it is, and it's not an excuse, and it's about performance, and it's just mindset. Having a good mindset, getting down there and competing.
That last game that you played down there, where they won at 80-something minute, they celebrated very long, very loud. Did you get the sense there that they're really starting to feel that you guys are coming for them?
Yeah, I think there's probably a healthy competition between the two clubs, and there's been a lot of close ones in the last few years. So each year they've won one up down their way, we've won one up our way 3 years in a row now. So we had a few games down there though this year with the COVID break and that, but yeah, heck of a challenge. And like I said, we've got a really good opponent. They've would have had a 2 week sort of break to study us and work away at their stuff, and it's exciting for both sides. It's a grand final, and both sides will be going at it, and we'll see where that ends up. Either way, I'd say it'll be pretty rowdy plane trip home.
Did you use that line-out move one match too early?
Yeah, well, was it forward? I don't know. But
Hard to say.
yeah, we like to have some variety, and Lucan and Liam and that they have different things that are available to them, and they obviously thought that was something to have a go at today. So
Straight out of the 2011 World Cup final.
yeah, it was. You like to have a bit of variety, around things, and it just you don't want to just be bland and predictable, do you? So that's just good creativity and yeah.
Liam, did you certainly got the sense tonight that it was a qualifying final because you were, anytime the points were on offer, you were going, right, let's grab them. Is that going to be your attitude next week, or is it you can play it by ear?
It's hard to say. We'll read the momentum of the game, but against a team like Melbourne, especially with the attack they possess, it was just nice to have that buffer. I mean, we scored our first try with an intercept. All of a sudden, I was looking for that 7-10 point buffer, so that we could really start putting the crunch on. We also expected them to last with us really well for that first 60, so any scoreboard pressure we could get. And then, we trusted our finishers to come on, and JP came on, settled that scrum, and got us a lot of scrum momentum going there. So I was just looking for that buffer, so that one sloppy play didn't cost us a lead or anything like that. It's finals footy, so we are going to look for the points when it's available, and James did a pretty good job at knocking most of them over today.